Hello, everybody. It's me, Chad, Polynerdic, making good on something I've been saying I was going to do for a very, very long time, and that is talk about tabletop RPG stuff. For several years, I've been huge into Dungeons and Dragons, and I kept saying all this time for months and months and months on end that I was wanting to do content in that vein. And we started doing a little bit of it with some of the playtest material, and I recently, about a month ago, put a Kickstarter that I had backed. The minis for it arrived, and so I did an unboxing of that. Although I misspelled the the subject line that was up here on the other background. As you can see, I got a new background for tabletop stuff. I just wanted to make a real quick video to endorse a game that I have recently fallen in love with. Since the OGL stuff in January went down, it has been our quest here at my house to find other games to play to break away from the hold that Dungeons and Dragons had on us. We've taken a look at the Konosuba game. We haven't played it yet, but we've started those gears turning. But this past weekend when my kids were here, we played Monster of the Week. This game is amazing. Full endorsement from me and my players. It is a great singular session sort of game. You can, make a bridging arc. It has, suggestions for how to do that. But it was just a really fun first time with the game. And I personally fell in love with the Monster of the Week nature of the game, and that it kind of has that X-Files, Supernatural, Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibe, where, there is a beastie who's causing trouble, and your team goes in and investigates and hopefully eradicates the issue. We did a simple ghost hunt based on one of the suggested arcs or mysteries in the book. I took the groundwork that they had started in showing you how to build a mystery and made one. Something that was quick, easy. We probably played like 2 hours. Character creation, real fast, maybe 15-20 minutes, depending on how in-depth you want to go with it. The monster or the character classes are broken up into playbooks, kind of like the Blades in the Dark series, which I think is also an Evil Hat production game. Right now there are 2 books in the Monster of the Week series, Tome of Mysteries and the core rulebook. They are putting out in just a couple weeks a hardcover book which takes some of this information and puts it with this. But these are like print on demand quality. Fine quality if you can get used to that. Like I as a bit of a bibliophile, that drives me nuts. Had I known a hardcover was coming, I would have held off on picking these up. But live and learn. They also currently have a crowdfunding thing going for Codex of Worlds, which looks really interesting. Highly recommend it. Thinking of trying to figure out how to do some Monster of the Week content, whether we dust off our old podcast channel and make it a Monster of the Week game or what, I don't know. Still kind of wary of diving into the actual play space. It sounds like a lot of fun. There's not a lot of money to be made, but nothing I do here is for money. You're watching this on YouTube, and I get zilch out of this. So just a big fat goose egg when it comes to my YouTube content. I apologize for the curtain blowing open again and again. It's in the mid 70s right now on February 22nd. Unseasonably warm, and entirely too many people are happy about that. Monster of the Week, though, gets my full endorsement. I'll post more content in the future as we, dive deeper into the system and talk more about the games. I have Blades in the Dark. I have Cyborg. I have a number of other rule sets and stuff I want to experience. But Monster of the Week was a great one to dive into and, get our feet wet outside of the monolithic 5e system that is Dungeons and Dragons. I've said it before that the OGL situation from January was a godsend because it made a lot of people like myself and my players take a good hard look at what we've been doing and like, let's try something else. You know, obviously, our, not that I ever expect any corporation to adore its customer base, because we're all just consumers. We're a dollar sign to them. But it did spark inspiration and desire to find other games, and I am so happy we landed on Monster of the Week. This game is amazing. My players, to circle back around, because if you've watched me forever, you know I don't edit my videos, and I tend to speak in circles. My players went with the Flake and the Spooky as the playbook type. The Spooky being like Sam from early seasons of Supernatural, or Willow from early seasons of Buffy, and the Flake kind of being like Fox Mulder from X-Files. My younger son definitely struggled with understanding what the Flake was. That's the character type he picked. He took it to be more of a traditional like flaky type character, and I had to keep stepping out of game and coaxing him back in the direction. Even had him watch, you know, the first 10 minutes of the first episode of X-Files to see a little bit of Fox Mulder. But I think once it gels, because we've been playing our campaign of 5e for 2 years. We've had one session with Monster of the Week. I think once it gels, it'll be great. Like I've created a whole story to build. In fact, I'm thinking about converting it into like short stories, maybe even a novel, depending on how the game goes long term. But we had a great first session. Once again, highly recommend it. And that's my quick 7-minute elevator pitch on why you should play Monster of the Week. Evil Hat Productions, you can find it online. You can get the hardback soon. Or you can find these at your friendly local game store, online, wherever you get your tabletop stuff. I love this. I can't wait to play more of it. And maybe one day play it as a player, if I can find somebody to be the keeper. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time I get around to talking about any sort of tabletop stuff.